Thank you so much, friend, for joining me today. Thank you so much for your prayers and support. I do give glory and honor and praise to the only true and living God, our Father, and His only begotten divine Son, Jesus Christ. Let us continue reading Daniel and Revelation 1897 by Uriah Smith. Our Father in heaven, continue to bless us as we continue to understand your word. I pray in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Uriah Smith comments on Daniel chapter 2. And I would like to share this part 2 to you today. Again, from Daniel chapter 2, verses 36 to 38. Uriah Smith comments, Jerusalem was taken by Nebuchadnezzar in the first year of his reign and third year of Jehoiakim, king of Judah. Daniel chapter 1, verse 1, BC 606. Nebuchadnezzar reigned 2 years, conjointly with his father Nabopolassar. From this point, the Jews computed his reign. But the Chaldeans from the date of his sole reign, 604 BC, as stated above. Respecting the successors of Nebuchadnezzar, the authority above quoted adds, he died in 561 BC and was succeeded by his son, evil Merodach, who reigned only 2 years. Nabonidus or Labinetus, who became king in 555 BC, formed an alliance with Croesus against Cyrus the Great. He appears to have shared the royal power with his son Belshazzar, whose mother was a daughter of Nebuchadnezzar. Cyrus besieged Babylon, which he took by stratagem in 538 BC. And with the death of Belshazzar, whom the Persians killed, the kingdom of Babylon ceased to exist. When we say that the image of Daniel 2 symbolizes the four great prophetic universal monarchies and reckon Babylon as the first of these, it is asked how this can be true. When every country in the world was not absolutely under the dominion of any one of them. Thus, Babylon never conquered Grecia or Rome, but Rome was founded before Babylon had risen to zenith of its power. Rome's position and influence, however, were then altogether perspective, and it is nothing against the prophecy that God begins to prepare his agents long years before they enter upon the prominent part they are to perform in the fulfillment of prophecy. We must place ourselves with the prophet and view these kingdoms from the same standpoint. We shall then, as is right, consider his statements in the light of the location he occupied, the time in which he wrote, and the circumstances by which he was surrounded. It is a manifest rule of interpretation that we may look for nations to be noticed in prophecy when they become so far connected with the people of God that mention of them becomes necessary to make the records of sacred history complete. When this was the case with Babylon, it was from the standpoint of the prophet, the great and overtowering object in the political world. In his eyes, it necessarily eclipsed all else, and he would naturally speak of it as a kingdom, having rule over all the earth. So far as we know, all provinces or countries against which Babylon did move in the height of its power were subdued by its arms. In this sense, all were in its power, and this fact will remain the somewhat hyperbolical language of verse 38. That there were some portions of territory and considerable numbers of people unknown to history and outside the pale of civilization as it then existed, which were neither discovered nor subdued, is not a fact of sufficient strength or importance to condemn the expression of the prophet or to falsify the prophecy. We'll continue reading next time. May God our Father continue to bless you, and his Son be gracious to you now and forevermore.